Hey everyone, today I'm reviewing the movie Sisters. It came out last year. It stars the dynamic duo Tina Fey, Amy Poehler, who are just fantastic. They've been together now for like 20 years. They auditioned at their improv classes together. They were on SNL together. They've hosted the Emmys. They've hosted the Golden Globes like 3 times. They, the dialogue between them, and not just in this movie, but like just the back and forth that they have sometimes, like the timing and the facial expressions and the physical humor is fantastic. And so I might be a little biased, just like I was biased against Amy Poehler. I'm biased towards Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. I mean, 30 Rock, Parks and Recreation, uh, Baby Mama, the other movies that they've done together. It's great. One will have a cameo in one of the movies that the other one writes, and vice versa. It's a fantastic team, and you can't go wrong. It's and it's difficult because this movie was so good that it's difficult for me to review because there's nothing for me to like really say about it. I mean, yeah, sure, they're gonna go a little bit overboard with some of the jokes. They might take a few of the scenarios, a few of the events a little bit too far, which I'll get into. But I can't say anything bad about it. It was hilarious. I was laughing. I was literally laughing out loud, um, which doesn't happen often, And so my wife and I were watching it, and it was hilarious. We really enjoyed it, and I think that if you enjoyed any of SNL, any of the SNL cast, they bring back a few characters, into the movie just to help out, and it all works. It works. So yeah, that's it. That's the whole thing. I'll get into the plot now, but if you don't want anything spoiled, you're all set. So the premise of the movie is Amy Poehler and Tina Fey are sisters, obviously, and their parents are selling their childhood house, and they're both very upset about it, and they go down to Orlando, Florida, to move all of their stuff out of their childhood rooms, and they find that the house is already sold. They can't even talk their parents out of it, so they're packing everything up, and they're just going through all the different childhood memories and stuff, and the whole nostalgia trip. And so Amy Poehler figures out that she had a very boring childhood. Meanwhile, Tina Fey went absolutely batshit crazy. Um, Sleeping, drugs, drinking, all that stuff. So now they agree that they should have one last party. And one last party in the house, but, just keep it under wraps, not too big, because they don't want to destroy the house, obviously. Um, and the people buying the house are real snuck up, snobs, uh, and so obviously, then they start thinking like, well, maybe we should throw a rager, maybe we should kind of screw up the house for them. We'll see. So they send out all the invitations, they get everything ready for the party. Party comes around, it's insane. It's absolutely crazy. So it starts off fairly mild, right? There are people just sitting around, everyone's talking, and so the sisters say to themselves, you know what, we got to get this going. So they start a dance party. Dance party starts into more drinking. Then they're taking like a lot of shots, a lot of shots, many, many, many drinks. So everyone's just plastered. Tina Fey, who was the crazy one in childhood, she agrees that she's going to be the mom of the night, and she'll not drink, and then that gives Amy Poehler the chance to let loose, and she lets loose. Um, I mean, just so much happens. So there's this one woman that wasn't invited. She ends up pouring blue paint into the pool filter, so the pool turns blue, and they are filling up the pool with a hose, and they never turn it off, so that overflows, and just spills out into the entire lawn. One lady spills like wine on herself, so she takes off her shirt, puts it in the washing machine, puts in like half a gallon of soap, so the whole thing overflows and there's bubbles everywhere. So they start a bubble party in the family room. Um, One guy, they get drugs, but they just wanted a little bit of weed, but and you're not going to believe this. So the drug dealer that shows up is John Cena. Eh, who is? What movie is this guy not in? You know what I mean? That was a nice. I don't know. It's getting a little ridiculous now. So he shows up, and so he's selling them like weed and stuff, and he sells them this like type of cocaine that's like absolutely insane. So this one guy finds it and does a Scarface impression, snorts the whole thing, just goes like insane. There's like this group of uh, I think like uh, maybe Taiwanese. I don't know. There's this group of girls that show up, and they're like insane. They're jumping off of furniture and stuff. They're going crazy. They're like doing drugs and having sex and whatever. And Amy Poehler's trying to get with this one guy, and they go up to the attic to smoke some weed, and then they're walking on the attic and they fall through the floor, like through the ceiling, and like drywall everywhere. The guy that was on cocaine is like punching his way through a wall, so he goes insane. Then Tina Fey does start drinking because she's like, you know what, this is crazy. Like, I'm not gonna stop anything. So she goes out. She has to pick up more booze, so she's driving while drunk, and she comes back and she leaves her car running. So the car bumps into a tree, and this is where it starts getting a little bit ridiculous. And there's so much water that the backyard turns into a sinkhole, so the pool sinks to the ground. The tree gets knocked over by this car that for some reason is still like like moving forward, and like the gas pedal is like all the way down, but there's no one in the car, so that was, I don't know, weird. So that gets knocked over. That destroys like half the house. There's the sinkhole in the backyard. So Tina Fey's daughter shows up, and she falls into the sinkhole. Their parents show up. Obviously, they're pissed that the house is completely ruined. There's no way that they're going to be able to sell it. And like the whole party is just ridiculous, like absolutely ridiculous party. So that was pretty much the whole thing. Just the most of the movie was the party and setting up for the party. There's a little bit of backstory with Tina Fey's daughter, and she's been living with Amy Poehler instead, and Tina gets upset at the end. There's a backstory about the new owners like trying to, I don't know, like change stuff in the house, and Tina and Amy aren't okay with that. But yeah, then the end of the movie comes around, and Tina Fey and her daughter say that they'll stay in the screwed up house, and they'll fix it with the help of the guy that Amy Poehler was supposed to hook up with. And they clean up the house and everything had happily ever after, and that's about it. I mean, like I said, it's absolutely hilarious. There's a bunch of ridiculous stuff in there. I don't want to spoil everything because I still want you to watch it. But it was fantastic. Very, very funny movie. 5 stars. 6 stars. I don't know. However many stars you want it to be. So, great. Thanks very much for watching. As always, every time, if you have a movie that you'd like me to review, please let me know. If not, leave a comment, leave a question, leave a comment and question, whatever. But yeah, we're going to keep trucking. There's 19 days left, so wish me luck. Bye.